Why is it that the older I get, the more tired I get, and yet the harder it is to sleep? I'm having trouble sleeping. You may be having trouble sleeping as you get older, and you're not dreaming, literally and figuratively. In fact, research shows between 40 and up to 70% of people 65 and above have chronic sleep issues. Shelby Harris is a board-certified sleep psychologist who wrote the book, The Women's Guide to Overcoming Insomnia, but she's here for tips for everyone on how we can get a more restful night's sleep. So why is it that even though I'm old and tired and other people are even older and more tired, it's harder to sleep as you age?
Yeah, I feel you. Well, there's stress in life, but then as we start to move into our 60s, 70s, you have more issues with the depth of your sleep. So your sleep is just lighter in general, which is part of aging. And as people get older, they nap more during the day a little bit. So it's not that you need drastically less sleep. You just get it more in 24 hours. And then there's other things. There's sleep disorders like insomnia that happens, and then you have to go to the bathroom more at night, and that just happens as you start to get into your 40s. So a lot of that and the changes in your structure too.
Yeah? So do people not sleep as deeply as they get older? Is there some kind of evolutionary reason for that, or do we know why that is?
Well, the deepest stage of sleep is where your muscles are repairing, you're growing, and as you're getting older, you don't need that ideally as much as you do when you're younger. Younger kids get a lot of deep sleep at night, and then you just wake up a lot more because of pain and movement and having to urinate, that can make it have more disruption as well.
Sometimes I'm shocked by what my kids can sleep through. Like my son will be wailing and my daughter's just like, you know, they share a room and it's
deep as can be.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I always thought that as you get older, you don't need as much sleep. Growing up, my mother would wake up super early and I just thought she didn't need that much.
That's not true, right? You get a little less at night, but a lot of older adults, because they don't have the same sort of structure during the day, they nap more during the day.
Just rest your eyes for a moment.
So in a 24, exactly that, like, I'm just resting. 24 hours, they get about the same, maybe a little less. And if a doctor tells you that is normal to get a lot less as you get older, definitely seek some other advice.
You mentioned hormonal changes, women, menopause. How does that affect things?
So the changes in estrogen and progesterone start to drop. We have more hot flashes, night sweats. You actually have more sleep apnea in women as well, and just more insomnia too.
So what can people do? I mean, I know we know about like keep the room cool, you know, keep it dark, but what are some other practical tips for people to fight this trend and get the sleep they need?
Yeah, so if you wake up a lot in the middle of the night, you might want to think about doing, weirdly, meditation during the day. Because if you have a busy brain, meditating 5 minutes, that's it, during the day can help to actually ease your brain more at night, spending a little less time in bed, watching those naps. And if you've been doing all the sleep hygiene stuff and nothing's working after a few weeks, talk with a doctor, because we do have a lot of treatments like cognitive behavior therapy for insomnia. You might need a sleep study, medication. We have lots of options.
I'm interested in your opinion on sleep trackers because I'm generally opposed for the following reason. I want to know how I feel and let my body tell me if I got enough rest, not let the thing on my wrist tell me.
Exactly. So 100%. So I'm a fan of a tracker if it just helps to give you some information about how you're doing. You're not making sleep a priority. Should you maybe limit the alcohol, stuff like that. But if you have any sleep issues, it can actually highlight that for you and make you more anxious about your sleep.
That makes sense.
If you know how you feel during the day, we were able to sleep for ages without the trackers, that not everyone really needs them.
So what about kids? Because, you know, my daughter spends a lot of time sleeping in our bed, especially because she's a little bit sick and now she's just milking it. She comes in with her blanket. It's so cute. But she gets in between us. And next thing I know, I have a foot like in my face or my back. Why do they insist on like sleeping horizontally or ending up in all sorts of positions?
It's that deep sleep. They have much more deep sleep, and they just move a lot more at night as they're kind of developing. They have no idea they're doing any of that. I cannot share a bed with even my 9-year-old now. They still move around a lot at night. It's totally normal. If you notice any daytime effects from it, you might want to talk to their pediatrician, but in general, it's totally fine.
All right, we need you to settle a control room debate that they're having right now down the hall.
Okay.
Socks or no socks for sleep?
I wear socks, but I keep my room really cold, and I like it. A lot of people don't like it, but it can actually help some people sleep a little bit better because you can keep your room colder, and then it helps you to actually adjust throughout the night.
And it's cozy.
You're a socks person?
You know what? For a while, I did one sock. Isn't that weird?
One? I've never heard that one before.
Because I thought 2 was too little, you know.
I do no socks, and then, but I have the 1 foot out of the blanket to control temperature.
Right.
Or both in if you're really cold, you want to get a little warmer. Anyway.
I love it.
Shelby Harris, thank you so much. That was fascinating.